Hey everybody, welcome back to the Miser's Guide to Evony. The new consumption event is on, and with it come some mails and different events that are happening in the game. We'll take a look at those, and I'll update you on some other things that are currently happening in the game right now. We're going to start off with the first mail, the Dragon Treasures event preview. This one is talking about a new wheel in the game called the Dragon Treasures event. And in this one, it's pretty much a paid event again, where you can get treasure compasses and you spin for different things. You can get a lot of really interesting stuff like scroll fragments, epic subordinate, key fragments. There's a lot of really good stuff in here, but it is a paid event. So you do have to purchase to be able to spin this stuff, and the rewards that you can get are pretty good, but again, it's another one of the paid events. So let's go on to the next one. I skipped one here. The Running of the Bulls events. So this is just detailing packages, the King's Party, Journey to Glory. This is pretty much so far all the usual stuff that we see. There's the Auction House event. Yeah, there's nothing new in here. It just tells you the basic stuff that's always there. Lost Treasures event. This is a treasure hunting one, a treasure searching event where you consume golden compasses to search for treasures. Higher level treasures consume more golden compasses, and you can get things like the Lost March effect. So it's another marching effect that you can get. And if you don't get it by chance, you can open 279 times, and then on the 280th time, you will get it for sure. That's a lot of times. All right. You can also get a bunch of decorations in here. If you're into that and you want new decorations, this is one of the ways that you can get it. The Wheel of Past Secret is nothing new. It's something that we've seen quite a bit. But what is new is my prediction that we're going to see a lot more of those items, the ideal land buildings that we can put in, and it's going to be heavily monetized. It's another way to get money flowing into Evony's coffers, and you'll get a bunch of decorations you can put on your ideal land. This one, the windmill at level 10, so that means you'd have to purchase it quite a bit. You would get 800 prosperity points, you'd get a march size increase, and you get some buffs to ground and mounted troops. So yeah, I mean, it's the new monetization thing that they've thrown in, and now they're putting it into the Wheel of Past Secret, rather than, I think it used to be Blood of Ares that they had in there. We've got the Delphic Oracle event, and here we've got a lot of historic generals that you can get. You get the Glory of Astrius every day from resource spots and from monsters and bosses, but you can also get them through packages. So you can get a couple spins for free, but usually not enough to get really what you want out of this. So you would have to purchase to get some of the bigger generals at the end. You've got Sulla, Stilicho, and Ashoka, who are not too bad at all. And I believe you get to choose which one after. So you get the chest and you can select one of the three that you want to get. Some other things that are going on in the game other than those updates, we have, at least for us, the Alliance Duel. The first one did complete, and I'm going to show some clips of what it looked like at the end. Okay, so this is the Alliance Duel as it was yesterday before the sign-up event that's currently on right now, just to give people an idea of what to expect at the end of these things. While the battles were happening, it was locked. You couldn't see any battle reports. You couldn't see what was going on. But now that it's over, you can see the results. So you start off with the results screen, and it shows you the Alliance rankings, what their scores are, 10 being the maximum, 0 being the bottom. And you have tier points that you get according to your placement. You can upgrade your rank depending on how you do. So right now we've moved up from bronze all the way up to gold by getting those 500 stars, and you can claim a reward by doing so. And if you do win against other alliances and you earn those stars, then you will continue to rank up and earn more rewards. The battle log screen here shows you a breakdown of each individual alliance as an attacking side and how they fared against all of the defenders. So if you click on any one of these, like Sun here or TJL, you can see when they were attacking as an alliance and they were marching against the defending lines, whether they won, whether they lost, and that's different from when you were defending or when you were attacking. So there's an attacking phase and then there's a defending phase. It's not one entire battle. You have two separate battles for each alliance, one where you defend against them and one where you attack. So if you look at GOM here, they went 3-0 against all the individual alliances. But what's more interesting and what I like more is that you can actually click that arrow to the right for each individual alliance, and you can see a breakdown for all of the individual lines. So the left line, middle line, right line, you'll see who won what battle and how they fared against all these different people. So myself over there, for example, against RFA, my attack, because this is where I would have been attacking, I defeated these two people, Abuelo and Nobody Brazil, but by the third, my troop count was a little bit low and I did not make it to kill that last guy. So then it went to the next person in line who would finish that person off and continue down. Now your troops do not store, you don't reset your troops after every battle. So after a battle, so for example here, okay, this is not a good example because looks like Ixal didn't lose any troops whatsoever. And some interesting general choice. I think that was by accident. Let's go to another one as an example. I'm going to go to one of my own battle reports and we'll see how that worked out. I think I was in the right line. Let's go back. Let's check out TJL because I think they were the second place team. So they were a little bit tougher than some of the others. I'm in the right line. The left line, middle line, and then let's go over to the right line after this. Looks like pretty much everybody went through like, oh, I was in the middle line here. Okay, so my attack here, I lost over 1 million troops in that first battle. So I had 3.1 total troops and I lost 1 million and I was down to 2 million. So when the second battle came along, and somebody has a full amount of troops, I've lost most of my layers at that point, and I was not able to finish them off. They had 600,000 troops left over, but at full strength, I could have won that. But because that first battle had already taken place and I lost troops, then that made it so I wasn't at full capacity and I couldn't finish them off. So then it comes to the next person in line that has to finish that off. And hopefully your alliance can plow through the entire thing and win for each of the lines. Now, I imagine that it counts as a victory if you still have people left over when you've killed all of the defending troops, and it counts as a loss if you fail before all their troops are depleted. So now that it's sign up time, we're going to do the same thing, and we sign up by going here, and you choose what line you want to be in, and you send your troops. Now, the way that this works is you have to adjust your troops before you put them in because then it's locked. It doesn't go off of what your buffs and what your march size are when the battle is happening. It's when you put them in. So if you're going to use a march size increase, you're going to use those troop power buffs, then you're going to want to do that before you actually put your troops in and sign up so that they will take effect in the battle. And of course, with the leveling rewards, you have all these things. The only ones that are changing every day are the daily activity because, you know, it's daily activity. So you can get that every day. But the other ones are stationary. So you could be working on it for the entire 20 days. Those are not going to change. So you would have many chances to use march size and to switch lines and to get all these things done, as well as the cultivation, refining, and whatever else you need to get done. Now, this is our new server post-merge. It's a little bit different than it was before. We didn't merge with a really big server, but there are a lot of good players in here from what I can tell so far. If you just look at the Monarch Power, you know, we still have like all of our initial members that were the really big ones, but you go a little bit down the list and you start to see a lot more of the newer players like AEW is a new alliance. I think there's Raw. So there's a few players in here that are quite a few that are in the 6 billion range. So it's a really good middle range group of players that we've gotten into our server, which makes us a lot more competitive in big rallies. And it does add a little health to our server, which was a very welcome thing. I know a lot of people had server merges. I've seen some posts on my YouTube channel of people that have some horror stories about what's going on their new servers with tile hitting and just toxic players, and that kind of stuff happens. And I'm really grateful that ours didn't really go down that way. There's always going to be some frustration, and there's going to be some people that are not happy and that are against the way things are working, but it hasn't become a hostile place. So I am grateful to that. So welcome to all the new players on server 82. Let's see how we're doing in server war. I think last I checked, it was pretty good. So it should give us an idea of how we are competitively in server war. Okay, yeah, that's nice. I think it's the first time that GOM is not number one. I don't think GOM players have done too much so far, but there's some good stuff happening here. I like it, and it's all positive, so that's great. All right, how are your server merges going? Leave some messages in the comments. I want to hear some of the fantastic merge stories that have been happening. I know there's some negative ones, but there's probably some positive ones too. So let's hear it. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching this video and supporting the channel. If you liked what you saw, please consider hitting the like button and checking out other videos on the Miser's Guide to Evony. I'll see you in the next video.